Hi everyone and welcome back to the May Monthly Tournament and our second game in the matchup between Zoo Animal and Jasp. Today we have Zoo Animal on the left in red playing as the 5th Panzer Division, and then on the right hand side in blue we have Jasp playing as the 4th Motsuchin Division. Now obviously that means that Jasp has forward deployable troops. He has quite a few here which he appears to be sending towards the centre. He's also got a Aufklärer here in a BMP-1 heading towards the bottom, perhaps for a little bit more of a defensive positioning this time with a few more units. Certainly still sending the majority of his troops towards the centre. Interestingly, we do see Zoo Animal putting up more of a defensive line here. There are plenty of units coming in this time, including a couple of M48 tanks. Whether that is to do an early push at some point or just to act as defence, I'm not sure. Up at the top of the map, both players just going for defensive positioning. Again, we can see that one squad of Alpha and then a couple of squads dotted around the centre here. Interestingly, we do see Jasp going for that early push in this area, which can be very important for the player on the right hand side of the map. So he needs to try and push hard to get in here. The aim being that he can block off reinforcements from this road, which means that then Zoo Animal has to make a decision. Does he push through Foxtrot and try and get up here, which again would be going through a lot of Jasp's units, or does he go all the way around the back, come down this road and risk getting attacked from these bushes if, I say if, Jasp can push that far. At the moment he's stuck back here. And there are a few units down here, including some leopards and stuff coming in for Zoo Animal, so I think he'll actually have a hard time getting past there. AA jet in there, one for each player. There's a T-55 sitting at the back there. I don't know if it was taking shots across here. Now, we do see that the majority of Zoo Animal's forces have shifted here. I think he's going to try and push into Gulf. Whether we see a response from Jasp immediately to that, I'm not sure. Jasp, obviously in full control of the centre, has managed to push all the way up to the other side. Really needs to progress into this tree line. That would mean that he is completely cut off reinforcements from this side of the map. However, he does have the issue that now he has no units at this side. Obviously, Zoo Animal doesn't realise that at the moment, but it does mean that Zoo Animal could push this way. However, we do see that Zoo Animal is going to make that push on Gulf by the looks of it. He will take fire from this BMP, however there are two Fuchs Milans taking shots at that, and one of those missiles hit. Just the Aufklärer Heavy now to worry about. Lots of vehicles coming back. I assume these have been sold rather than coming back to try and defend Gulf. There's a supply truck coming in here and lots of units coming in via the top there. We have a command that's moved into Charlie, though that might drive straight through and head to the centre. No, once again he has stopped it in the middle of the road in Charlie. I'm surprised by that. I would have thought he would want the 3 points rather than the 2 while he's in such solid control of this centre point. Zoo Animal having a hard time here realistically. He's already lost one leopard. There's quite a few things firing at him still. Nothing too heavy, but certainly enough that has caused him problems. There is a Metis launcher there which may have been involved in killing that other one. If he moved that into this building or up a bit, he could probably get Metis shots off on that leopard. Obviously firm control here for Jasp. He has all of this area now. There is no way that Zoo Animal is getting reinforcements in that way in a hurry. He is bringing in plenty of tanks, however, to make a push that way. Down here at the bottom we can see that Gulf is almost in the grasp of a Zoo Animal. There are some reinforcements coming in for Jasp though, so Zoo Animal does need to act quickly if he wants to secure it. Obviously he can deal with a couple of squads of infantry, but he needs to be in these buildings preferably to do that. In terms of what's going on at the top, we can still see those leopards coming in very, very slowly down that road. They are very nice tanks. I do like that you get the cinematic camera that you can follow, and at some point I will do some kind of cinematic video for this game. It just takes a lot more sitting down, planning, and, you know, recording from multiple angles to get the shots you want, and it's quite time consuming if you want to do it properly. So I will at some point do that, because I know people want to see things up close and want to see the battles up close. I'll just get us turned around here and we can have a watch of this little fight. The only thing is when you zoom right in, it's very hard to see the infantry more than anything else. The vehicles are obviously, you know, very visible. So in terms of what's going on now, we have Golf sort of in the hands of Zoo, but equally Jasp has a couple of units in there. Zoo Animal not really doing much at the top here. He's certainly not going to be able to push Alpha. He's slowly bringing in forces to try and keep firing on these units here. Though we do note that Jasp now has troops in these tree lines as well, which means that obviously the Leopard 1A5 is dead, and Zoo Animal is just getting pushed further and further back there. What Zoo Animal probably doesn't realise is there are no units at the bottom of Delta, so he could actually probably come in the back. Command vehicle finally moving out of Charlie. There is another one coming in for Charlie, though. An AT chopper coming in there to take out these tanks. One of the tanks must actually already be dead. Perhaps it already got the kill. It's now going for this one. Still has all of its cock-on missiles, so I'm surprised it's not getting in range to fire one of those. Oh, it has fired one, and there's... Good. It is firing them. I thought for a minute it wasn't firing them at all. Anti-air jet coming in there, and an anti-air jet for Zoo as well. Command in the centre now. So it's still +4 at the moment, as there is a command in Alpha as well for Jasp. It's about to be +7. He's going to get a very, very heavy early advance on those points. Command coming in for Zoo Animal there. Nothing at the bottom as yet. He needs to be concerned, though, because once again we're seeing some troops pushing around the back for Jasp. He's going to be sitting these guys in here, waiting for a command to come in, I'm sure. May also be getting around to get shots on that, but I'm not sure he knows that tank is there. Over here we can see command is there. No command for the bottom. There is a command infantry coming in, though, in a chopper. And only one squad of pioneers left. Obviously those commander infantry will be weak to the pioneers, and the pioneers still have their satchel charges. So Jasp does need to be careful there, but honestly he's so far ahead in points right now. He's about to be +9. I think Zoo Animal's in trouble already here. It was already concerning that he'd been pushed back so hard. It'll be a difficult one to come back from. He may do it. I'm not going to say, you know, never say never, because at the end of the day, both players did some impressive comebacks in the last game. Loads of infantry moving down here. These tanks being used to good effect against these infantry in the bushes. These conkers, however, being used to good effect at stuff coming in that way. Needs to be careful with those Leopard 1A1A1s. Nothing really happening up here. No real movement. I'm surprised that Jasp hasn't tried to push the advantage and move these units out and attack what's sort of at the top end here. Because keeping the pressure on there would obviously put stress on all of these units here, as Zoo Animal would have to move some back up that way as well. Jasp's issue will be that his tank options are limited, and once Zoo Animal can get enough tanks out, if he can't get enough missile units out to deal with them, he's going to have problems. Metis obviously being a good advantage for Jasp here, because they're obviously long range and they can hide in buildings and everything. Conkers, very good, but not as good as options available elsewhere. Nothing around the back, just these units around the back here. We do see 3 commands coming in now. Looks like a command that'll be going to there, a command for the bottom. I'm not sure what the plan is for the 3rd command. Could be he's thinking about trying to get one in Delta. Obviously not going to bother going into Golf now. There's reinforcements there and it's pretty secure. But equally, you know, that push at the bottom has made Jasp spend a bunch of cash on getting units for there. And he's not filled up the middle as much. He is, however, doing a little bit of pushing with some units from the top now over into these bushes. Has killed the unit that was there. So if Jasp can keep up the aggression, I mean, he's in a good position now. He is back down to +7 rather than +9, however. Because there is now a command in Hotel. Will soon be a command in Foxtrot, and very soon be a command in here as well. He does know that there are enemy troops in Juliet now, though, which is obviously beneficial, though those Pui Jaeger are going to get smushed by the Pioneers and their satchel charges. Still units being called in for Jasp at the top. He's possibly going to do a push across towards Hotel and encircle Zoo Animal completely. But at the same time, Zoo Animal is making progress. He is wearing down Jasp's units in the middle here. But Jasp still on +7, now down to +5. But he's way ahead. He's at 1,360 odd points. He's going to be 75% of the way there very soon. Zoo Animal's going to have to do something impressive to pull this back now. Making good use of his leopards, which is good to see. They are his strongest unit in this fight. In terms of the fact that, you know, Jasp cannot match that. He just has T-55s. No matter what he brings in at this point, he cannot effectively deal with a load of leopards. Even with lots of missiles, he'd have to be bringing in cluster bombers, of which he doesn't really have a good one. And anti-tank jets, again, they're only going to kill one tank at a time, maybe two if you're lucky. Loads more troops coming in at the top here. This is going to be a push across the top for Jasp. He's going to completely encircle Zoo Animal. However, in the meantime, Zoo Animal is obviously going to push into the center. I'm wondering, yeah, we are seeing more reinforcements coming in at the bottom now, which will be going towards Delta to help secure it. Big fight going on here. Pioneers in for Zoo Animal as well, and those Jaeger. Just the Jaeger Metas still remaining in for Jasp. They will die, so this position will be secured by Zoo, which will drop that to +3, but I mean, Jasp has this in the bag if he can just hold. That's all he's really got to do now is hold. And I said that in the last game and it didn't work. So, we'll see. Look at how far Zoo Animal has got. Look at all the tanks. They made such a difference. I mean, he's lost quite a few tanks as well, but it's making all the difference. Heavy push across the top here with lots of units now. T-55 there as well, taking out these Marders. Credit to Jasp, he's keeping up the pressure, but Zoo Animal also doing a good job. Caused a bit of pressure at the bottom, managed to push through into the center, has managed to push Jasp's command out the center. Still +2 to Jasp, however. Command moved in here. Ah, there is that other command is finally going up this way. +2 currently, but it's about to be +1 to Zoo Animal. 26 minutes to go. Zoo Animal incredibly behind on points. I'm really curious to see what Jasp is going to do here. He could just push straight into Hotel and try and kill the command. And that will put him back up to +1. He could also do with killing the command in the center as well, though. There is one of those anti-tank jets for Jasp to try and level the playing field a bit. But that Leopard in a very good defensive position. Jasp is pushing across the top here. Currently +3 to Zoo Animal. I think there's too much there now. I don't think Jasp's going to push through with the units he's got. He is pushing units back down, though, to come in behind Zoo Animal. So Zoo Animal is technically surrounded, but has quite a number of units in the center there. So it'll be difficult to whittle them down. Really curious to see how this goes now. Could be that Jasp gets a sneaky kill on a command from behind, but that command's kind of in the middle now. I'm wondering what the plan is from Jasp here. I mean, he's so far ahead. He could even just go for CV snipes, but he needs to get himself in decent positions with that. I mean, chopper rush maybe to kill some CVs. It is an option. Or T-55 tank spam across Foxtrot. Risky because it's lots of buildings. The real question is what happens in the middle here. Can Jasp sort of whittle down all the Zoo Animal's units and retake the centre. I think his command must have been killed, because he had one and he pulled it out, but I can't see it there. Unless that's it, all the way up there now. There is a command there. Can't imagine he ran it all the way up there. Not sure what he's got planned for that. T-55 at the back here, very badly damaged, needs repairs. There's a repair truck there and a repair truck there. You could do with moving that down to repair the tank. He's called in another repair truck. More infantry coming in. Zoo Animal with lots of units in the top point there to hold it. We'll probably have to start moving some of those down to the centre sooner or later. 23 minutes to go, and I'm not sure what is going to happen here. Still +3 to Zoo Animal currently. But both players have lost a lot of units in this fight for the centre and the subsequent fight for the top of the map. I think Zoo Animal still has the bigger force in the centre, and there's reinforcements coming in for him as well. Jasp sort of pushed back a lot to a position he was in sort of more at the start of the game. IDS-MW1 coming in from behind, getting a nice shot on the unit at the edge there. Just goes to show the lack of anti-air. There are a couple of Cubs being called in now, I think. Command just sat there waiting to go into a point. These Motsuchin doing a good job. It's kind of holding back the tide, maybe. Single-handedly. They're about to die, though. They're providing a good distraction, if nothing else, while reinforcements arrive from down below. A couple of units called in up here for Zoo Animal as well. I assume he's going to send them to the centre. I can't imagine he's going to send them to Golf. Yeah, straight. One's going to the centre and one's coming this way. Possibly for some advanced anti-tank, I guess, since it's arm busts. Or they're going for a look at what's in Golf. Nah, he's pulling them there for defensive reasons. Because that would have been another option, I suppose. Is Jasp could have done a push at the bottom. He just doesn't know how much is there. Lots of units sort of clustered in that position. More units pushing up this way. The game sort of slowed down massively compared to where we were just 5 minutes ago. Loads of tanks and stuff coming in for Jasp. He really needs to get back in the centre. Zoo Animal's forces kind of spread a little bit thinly along this way. And then clustered in this corner. And Jasp's moving in now. I mean, Jasp has to take this back. He's not going to be able to push the top. Could potentially push the bottom, but he's going to have more of a hard time of it now, because there are some reinforcements there. Bringing in flame tanks as well. A lot of firing here against those units in the building. They've got to survive long. But the top is cleared, so Zoo Animal can get reinforcements in. A couple of the squads engaging around the back there. I don't know if they were just sent there to kill anything that comes along the road. Jasp doing a push right across that centre point now. We'll have problems with that Leopard 2A3, I'm sure, though. Although it's already damaged and it got hit by another missile there. So in fairness, he might be able to overwhelm it. And I mean, if you can get close enough with the BMP-1s, you can also shoot it with their tank gun. He just needs to be really close. There is another Leopard there, though. Conker's still taking shots. Can that finish off this tank? Oh, no. Front shot, so it only took a pip off. Needs to take out another 2. Has fired again, though. But that missile's going to go AWOL because it's out of sight. Just pushing down from this way as well. No movement at the bottom of the map. Still all to play for in the center here. 19 minutes left. And Zoo Animal slowly catching up in points. More than enough time to still hit the points mark for Zoo Animal here. But Jasp could retake this. He has got his command very close to the center there. So he could get it in. Tourney IDS HE coming in there for Zoo Animal. Going for these guys here, I guess. Going to land behind them, though. Did take some fire from the Cubs. Command pulled out for Zoo Animal. Command in for Jasp. It's back to +3 for Jasp. And he is very close to that 2,000 point mark. Loads more tanks coming in there for Zoo Animal. And plenty more infantry. But Jasp could have this on points. Leopard still putting up a fight. He's lost one though. Command rolled straight back in to try and neutralize. It's going to die pretty quickly, however. It's taking a lot of fire. Somehow survived. Even though there are multiple RPGs firing at it. How did all 3 of those squads miss? Leopard is dead. Infantry squad got it. Loads more leopards coming in though. Nothing in this tree line now, at the edge at least, so loads of infantry moving across, tanks pushing up here to stop the tide coming in. Unfortunately, those tanks are firing at the munitions rather than the enemy tanks. Not ideal. +3, 9447, 953, 6, 9. It is ticking up pretty fast now. Zoo Animal, if he's going to do something big, needs to do it now. Or this game is over. And that'll be 1 game to each player. So an overall draw for this round for those 2. And that's game. Well played, guys. Really well played to Jasp. Playing as the 4th as well, which isn't considered the best deck in the game. Look at how close the kills and losses are. That's absolutely fantastic, guys. That is a really tight match, and that just goes to prove it. Leo's getting loads of kills, as always. What did we get at the other side? No real standout units, to be honest. Infantry getting the most kills out of any unit, I think, there. Maybe the MI-24. Fantastic game, guys. Really good game again with, you know, a significant pushback from Zoo there. But, you know, a definitive win, I think, in terms of points for Jasp by the end. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll be having more Warno next week. I hope you all have a great weekend.